So therefore, we are going to look at real estate as a business, real estate investments. We are going to be looking at real estate investment trust fund, trust scheme. We are going to look at co-ownership. We are going to look at joint venture, and we'll be looking at the final topic in this course, which is financial freedom, talking about you having your expenses and all your daily needs being catered for by your passive income. So let's jump into it right now. So just like I said, my name is Korede Alayaki. I'm a finance improvements coach with expertise in real estate. I've been practicing as an accountant, a business consultant, finance management consultant for over a decade before I moved into real estate. And one thing I saw that I rather prefer to stay with real estate, and now you'll be getting to know why in the course of this training. So don't let me go beyond that so that I will not bore you with my resume. So let's move into it. And the first thing we want to look at, just like I said in this training, is why. Why should you get involved in real estate? Why should you be involved in real estate? Number one, real estate is the highest form, is the highest transaction most people will ever go through in their lifetime. Highest transaction. When you want to buy your television, that is not the highest transaction. When you want to buy your car, that is not even your highest transaction. But the moment when we talk about real estate, it is you want to buy land, you want to buy a house, you want to build your house. Maybe you buy your car, let's say, for the rate of 3 million, 2 million naira. But you even want to get a land, let alone building on it, that's already taking you like 5 million plus. So, and even wealthy people, that is the highest transaction they have in their life. Even if you have it as a business, maybe you have a business, you will see on your balance sheets, you will see the land and building. That is what takes the highest amount on your balance sheets, on your statement of financial position. So that is why you need to pay attention to it. Many people have worked all the days in their life, and at the end, they want to get into real estate because whether you like it or not, getting involved in real estate is not a matter of if or when. It is a matter of when you will get involved. You are staying in a house, for instance, and you need to know what are the laws that are guiding tenancy agreements. For instance, landlord and tenancy relationship. What are the basic laws so that you will know how well to relate with your landlord if you are a tenant. And nobody prays to die as a tenant, which means one day you are going to start your journey into becoming a house owner. You want to start your journey into home ownership, because I tell people two things must not meet in life: rent and retirement must not meet in life. Because if, for instance, you are earning 200,000 naira as an employee, by the time you retire, that money will be slashed to the barest minimum, which we call pension. How much are you going to be using as your pension? So which means before you retire, even from your business or maybe a paid employment, make sure you get it squared out, which is the aspect of home ownership. It is very important. So you are not going to be a tenant forever, which means you are going to build, you are going to buy and build. So if you don't know real estate, if you don't know how it works, if you don't know how to even get a land, talking about the land documents, land titles, talking about land sizes, are you sure you are not going to be swindled? Because I see many people complaining. I had a story day before yesterday. I was discussing with someone, and they said a man at 57 is currently building his first house, 57, and is building a duplex, and is yet to complete that house. And he said, I don't think that man will be able to complete that house even before he clocks 70, because currently now he's struggling financially. If that person has a knowledge of real estate, he will know that there's something called buying forward or building forward, that your first house need not to be your best house. That is the knowledge of real estate. Your first house need not to be your best house. So you can just build something small so that you can move in. Then you cannot begin to, maybe when you are now financially stable, you cannot think of building a bigger one. So it is the highest form of transaction. Just imagine that man putting all his money in such a building, in such a duplex. The money you could have used to build a 3-bedroom bungalow, yet he will still have enough, sufficiently enough for his business, or maybe for his side hustle, or maybe for an investment. But he has put everything in building a duplex. And he couldn't complete the duplex now. And he's not even looking at as if he's going to be able to complete it, except a miracle happens. So these are things we need to know. Real estate is one of the highest transactions you are going to have in a lifetime. So it is important you know about it. Many people have been swindled, or because they don't know. Don't forget, ignorance is not an excuse. Those who want to swindle you in real estate, if you don't know, you don't know. They will swindle. Number 2, it is one of the safest industries if you know how. Just like I said, I've been in many industries, especially being as an accountant and also as a business consultant before I came into real estate. I've done Forex, and I can tell you that when I came into real estate is one of the safest if you know how. Don't forget my caveats, if you know how. And that is one of the reasons why you are a real estate crash course 1.0. It is one of the safest, because if you know the land titles, land documentation, you know the nitty-gritty of real estate, nobody can swindle you, I'm telling you. It is possible, but at least the chances that you will be swindled, the chances that you will be defrauded will be very slim. So that is one of the reasons why you need to get involved in real estate. It's one of the safest industries that I know of. And if you know how it is being done, you can build a career or a business from real estate. You can build a career. You can decide to be a sales agent. You can decide to even diversify, maybe to become an architect, to become a surveyor, because the moment you get into it, at a point when I got into real estate, I wanted to go and study law, property law, because I wanted to know more. And that is another segment of real estate. So you could decide to build a career out of real estate. You could decide to build a business out of real estate. Maybe you want to start selling lands, you want to start selling properties, you want to know how cash flow and capital appreciation and how it works, how people generate money. You can start a career and a business out of real estate. Number 4, I meant to say diversification. Maybe you have found yourself in any industry. One thing I've noticed is by the time you spend a decade or half a decade in any industry, it is likely it becomes boring to you. It is likely. It is not strange when you have spent over a decade in any industry. Some even don't spend up to a decade. Some 2 years, after 2 years, what they're already doing becomes boring to them. It doesn't have to become boring. You can diversify. So maybe you have been in the medical line, you have been in the music industry, and you are just thinking, okay, what can I do? I can tell you that real estate is a safe haven for you. Just make sure you learn, and you unlearn, and you relearn. Learn, unlearn, and relearn. So diversifying is a form of diversification for you. And if you have other various forms of investment, real estate is also a place where you can diversify your investment. Just like I said, it's one of the safest. Number 5, building long-term wealth. If you want to build long-term wealth, I can tell you, you should consider real estate. Is one of the ways you can sustain your wealth. You can build long term. That's why real estate is not a get rich quick scheme. It's not something that is not gambling. It is something that you plan for. It is something that you are intentional and you are deliberate about. So when you want to build long-term wealth, you want a wealth that you can transfer to generations. One of the ways you can do that is by knowing or getting involved in real estate. It helps you to build long-term, both for cash flow and also for capital appreciation. You will be getting to know more of these terms in the course of this course. Cash flow and capital appreciation. So when you want to think long-term, for instance, if you say, I'm not condemning any form of investment, please, I'm not condemning. I'm not condemning. I'm only trying to give instances. People who did Bitcoin, cryptocurrency sometimes ago, the reasons why people lose money in these forms of investment is because of its volatility. There is no industry that fundamental news don't affect. There's no industry. For instance, in real estate, anybody will tell you fundamental news don't affect. Go and ask those who are living in flood-prone areas now. Places like Benue in Nigeria, places like Kogi in Nigeria. They will tell you that just because of that fundamental news, even if you have a plot of land or you have acres of land that you want to sell in that area, the price will drop now because there's this myth that people normally say. I like to speak from both sides. I like being objective. People will tell you real estate always appreciates. No, it is a lie. Real estate does not always appreciate. There are instances that real estate depreciates, but very minimal instances. I can give you instances. For instance, if a place is flood prone, nobody wants to buy a place that is flood prone. Ask people who own Sabista Forest, for instance. Any place where there's insecurity, the prices of real estate will go down. So any place where there is environmental pollution, the prices of real estate will go down. So there are some instances that real estate will not appreciate. So don't let anybody tell you that real estate always appreciate. When we say always, it means in no matter the condition, it will always. It is certain. No, it is not certain. So if you invest in crypto, if you invest in Forex, any fundamental news, I remember 2020, I tried out Forex, I was learning about it, and eventually I lost in it. And I saw that, okay, until I got into real estate, I knew that, okay, just more fundamental news that day, I didn't pay attention. Every of my investment that day went down the drain. Because I've set, those who do Forex, we understand your stop loss and the rest. But eventually it went down the drain that day. So it is not as volatile as other industries. They are not affected by fundamental news like other industries, and it's something you can prepare for. What is number 6? Capital appreciation. Capital appreciation. If you put your money in insurance, investment schemes, pension investment schemes, and other forms of investment schemes, one thing that is not guaranteed is the appreciation of your capital. You can have your return on investments, but your capital will not appreciate. It will be stagnant. If you put 1 million naira there today, the only thing you have on your 1 million naira is your return on investments. But in real estate, you can have cash flow and you also have capital appreciation, which means if you buy a land, for instance, today, you buy a piece of land, a plot of land, let's even say you bought it for 1 million naira. In the next 6 months, it will not be 1 million naira again, especially in today's Nigeria, if you are strategic about it. If you are strategic about it. So your 1 million naira, the land you bought for 1 million naira today will not be 1 million naira in the next 6 months. And on that same land, you can decide to lease it out, maybe to farmers. You can, if you are doing land banking, if it's in the town, you can decide to lease it to somebody who is using it for car wash, which means you are collecting cash, and at the end, your land is still appreciating. So that's one of the reasons why you should get involved in real estate. So you have cash flow and also capital appreciation. Another reason is real estate in Nigeria, in today's Nigeria, is lucrative. That's why you see people, even in diaspora, is it that they don't have investments that they don't have businesses they can invest in diaspora, in other countries, but you see them, they are bringing this money back into the economy. And what they are bringing it into is what? Is real estate. They are buying lands. It is on record today, statistics ask it that over 80% of the real estate transaction being done in real estate today is by Nigerians in diaspora. So why are they coming back home? Why are they investing, even though they are there? So which means it is lucrative, highly lucrative. When you go to a place like US, you see real estate crash. You see in a place like UK, real estate crash. But in Nigeria, for now that I know of, that the coach know of, it is rare for any place to crash, except when you have fundamental news, just like I said in the case of the flood-prone areas. Just like I say, okay, if Cameroon should release the dam now, there are some places that will be flooded, like what's it called now? Like Benue, Kogi, the middle belts in general. Then high volume, high profits industry. I will give an instance and follow me for this. Now, high volume, high profits industry. Every business is in one quadrant, either of one quadrant. We have a quadrant that is low volume, low profits. Low volume, low profits, which means the volume you can sell, at which you can sell that product, the demand for it is low. And eventually, at the end, by the time you sell it, the profit margin on it is low. Some people find themselves there, and I don't advise anybody to be in such an industry. The volume is low, the demand for that product is low, and also the profit margin is low. That is the first quadrant. The second quadrant is the low volume, but high profits. Low volume, high profits, which means the demand for that business is low, but the profit is high. That is the second quadrant of the business. Then we have the third quadrant, which is high volume, low profits. For instance, if you ask people selling pure water, there's demand for pure water, there's demand for bottled water, there are some goods, we call them fast-moving consumer goods. Those who are selling provisions, it is high volume, but the profit is low, so they rely on turnover. That's another quadrant. But I can tell you the best of it all is high volume, high profits. Real estate is high volume, high profits. I've been in many industries. I consult for various industries. And I can tell you, when I entered into real estate is high volume, high profit, because there is demand for real estate. Is it that you are renting or you are buying? People, everyone you see, is it that the person is living in a rented apartment or the person is doing what? Is living in his or her own apartment. And if he's living in his or her own apartment, he's going to buy the land, he's going to build a house. And aside from that, offices too, they are renting, they have to rent the space they are using. If you are into land banking, for instance, you buy acres of land, you can rent it out to farmers. There are some transactions we just did of recent. That place is for land banking. We are going to rent it out to farmers. They will not just be collecting rent on the land. You will also be collecting, they will be giving you a percentage of what they want to sell, depending on the agreements, depending on how fertile is the land. If you know, you know. So real estate belongs to high volume, high profits in the quadrant of the industry. Number 9, it is a protection against inflation. Talking about inflation today, I can tell you inflation is not affecting real estate. Inflation is not affecting, is one of the best way to hedge against inflation. Because your 1 million naira in the bank today, in the next 1 week, is not 1 million naira. There's something we call time value of money. Your 1 million naira today, by the time we apply a discounting factor, giving us the rate of inflation, we will tell you the amount it will be in the next 1 week or in the next 1 month. So rather than leaving your money in the bank, why can't you invest it in real estate and let that land appreciate? And let that real estate appreciate. If it is joint venture you want to go into, if it is co-ownership you want to go into, if it is real estate investment trust scheme you want to venture into. But don't leave your money idle in the bank. Now, let me balance this. Some people make the mistake. Every money they have, they invest in real estate. This is also wrong. Except you are investing for cash flow. You are investing for monthly cash flow or maybe weekly cash flow. Maybe you lease out your land to those using it for car wash, or you even use the land for car wash and you are having cash flow. It is important that you have savings. Savings that is not meant for investments. Savings that in case anything happens, I am shielded, I am guided, I am well protected. We call it, cash is a leverage. Savings is a leverage. So you should have at least 3 to 6 months of your savings in bank, please. There's something it does to your heart. There's something it does to your mind. It helps you. Knowing that you don't have to be worrying about money. When will I get my children's school fees? When will I get this ones? All those ones are being catered for. We are in the resumption time of children now. The children are going back to school. Many people don't even know where their children's school fees will come from. And let's say, for instance, you have acres of land, but you are not able to sell them. So what happens? It means you will be stranded. That is why it is important that you have savings. And we are going to get there in the next topic we are going into, which is financial stability. And I will also be stating the reason why it is important for us to be financially stable and why you are having the course financial stability, the topic financial stability in real estate crash course. I'll be talking about it. So make sure you have savings. It is important. Don't just invest everything except you know that there's a regular cash flow. For instance, because having an hotel, for instance, is part of real estate. Having short-let apartments is part of real estate. Having a car wash is part of real estate. Agriculture, farming is part of real estate. You can see so many aspects of real estate that you can venture into. Anything that has to do with land is real estate. Anything that has to do with land, with the earth, is real estate. So we are not just talking about land. We are not just talking about building, maybe farming, car wash. We are talking about whether you like it or not, you are involved. And that's why you need to know about it. Number 10, it can be employed to attain financial stability. It can be employed to attain financial stability. One of the reasons why many people are struggling financially today is because, just like I said, there's a quadrant that is low volume, low profits. Just imagine the demand for that thing is low, and yet the profit also is low. But in real estate, it is what? High volume, high profits. So you can use it to attain financial stability. And our next topic is financial stability. It is the best bet for financial freedom. I can tell you. I'm yet to attain financial freedom, but I can tell you that from my study, I'm on my journey to becoming financially free. I can tell you that financial freedom, if you want to attain financial freedom, where your passive income, that you no longer need to work for money, real estate is the best bet, is the surest bet. And by the time that is the last topic we'll be treating in this real estate crash course, which is financial freedom. So let's move to our next topic, which is financial stability. Why is it important that we gain financial stability? Financial stability. Excuse me, let me share my screen. I need to solve. Let me share my screen. Please kindly pause for me. Okay, before we go into financial stability, let's quickly talk about the real estate cash flow quadrants. Real estate cash flow quadrants. I don't know if you have heard of the cash flow quadrant before now. It is important that you know these quadrants so that you will know, where do I want to play in the real estate industry? Which quadrant am I at this present time in the real estate industry? So number 1, we have the employer side, which is this side, the left side of the cash flow quadrants. Cash flow quadrants was formulated by Robert Kiyosaki, the financial guru in US. So we have the employee side, which means you work for a real estate company. So you can decide to work for a real estate company either as a sales agent. Maybe you are a surveyor, you work for a real company, you collect what's it called now? You collect salary, or you collect wages, or you collect commission, but you work for a real estate company. So which means your productivity, the amount you can earn is limited when you work for a real estate company, either as a sales agent or as a surveyor, as an architect. We have different forms of employees in this aspect. Even as you could be a property lawyer and yet to work for a real estate company. So you are an employee, you have a job, you work 9 to 5. That is an employee. And one thing about this side, okay, self-employed is the next one. It means you work independently. You work what? Independently. So who are in this category? Real estate agency is in this category. Real estate agents, they are in this, most of them are in this category. They work for themselves. They are independent. They control their time. They control their resources. They control how their work is being done. Nobody dictates to them how they should work. So they work independently. Affiliate marketers, real estate affiliate marketers are also self-employed. What is the difference between a sales agent working in the employee quadrant and a self-employed working in a self-employed contract as an affiliate marketer? In the employee side, you can only sell the product of the company you are working for. You are limited to the number of products you can sell. It means it is only the product that your company is selling that is available in your portfolio as a company that you can sell. But when you are an affiliate marketer as a real estate, you are working independently. You can sell for different companies. So that's the difference. So you could decide to be an architect, for instance. It is not only the job of your company, of a company, a particular company that you'll be drawing. But if you are self-employed, it means you can do what? You can draw for as many companies as possible. So an affiliate marketer, an independent architect, an independent realtor, an independent surveyor, for instance, is also self-employed. Now, on this right side of the quadrant, which is the employee side and the self-employed side, they are somewhat limited. You know why? They work for active income. The day they stop working, they stop earning. I say that again. The day an employee, you stop working in that company, that day you stop getting salary or you start getting commission. As a self-employed, an affiliate marketer, the day you stop working, that day you stop earning commission, that day you stop getting income. So that is why the left side of the quadrant is somewhat limited. However, it is a place where you should start from in the real estate industry. And if you know that you have a viable business, you have a business that you are running, that, okay, I just want to invest in real estate, then you can say, okay, I want to be an investor, or I want to be a business owner, but the best bet is for you to be an investor. So the next quadrant is the business owner on the right side, which says you have a real estate business and you have a system that can work with your absence. Many people will say they have a business, but in actual fact, they are self-employed. The question when you say you have a business, can you leave the business for 90 days and the business will run without you? And you are sure that that business will not collapse. That is when we can say you have a business. If you cannot, then you have what? You are self-employed, which means you cannot leave that business. That business cannot run without you. So when you say business, I'm a business owner, it means can the business run without you for 90 solid days? If that business can run without you, then you have a business. You have a system that can run that business. So when we say business owners in the real estate cash flow quadrant, this means you have a business, a real estate business, for instance, you have a real estate agency, and you have people working for you. I will cite an example in Southwest Nigeria. If you know Jide Taiwo & Co., that is what they do. Is a business owner. That's the category it belongs. It's not self-employed because the business is running without the owner itself. So there are some like that. So I just cited an example. So can the business run without you? So that's why if you are coming into real estate, it is not the best place for you to go, because you need to, it takes time before you get to that aspect. Because in every business, there's a time to work in your business. There's a time to work on your business. When you are starting a business, you are to work in that business. Why are you to work in it? In order to know the terrain, in order to know the nitty-gritty of that business, in order to know the basic and the fundamental of that business, you need to work in the business. This is not a matter of, I'm the CEO. No, it's not the CEO mentality. You wear many caps when you are a business owner, when you are a rookie business owner, a new business owner. So it needs your time. It is not a matter of 9 to 5. It's a matter of 14 hours a day. It's a matter of 12 hours a day, putting in your best. And this may take you 3 to 5 years before you can now begin to say, okay, I can now begin to build a system. But if you are yet to understand the nitty-gritty of real estate, you can't say you want to build a business in real estate. I hope I'm clear with that. Then we have the investor side, where your money works for you in real estate. That is investors. Your money works for you. You just want to put your money in real estate. I'm not ready to be an employee. I'm not ready to be self-employed. I'm not ready to be a business owner. I just want to be an investor. And if you are going to be an investor, you can decide to be there are 2 types of investors. There are 5 types, so I just want to break it down to 2. We have passive investors and we have active investors. Passive investors. Passive investors are those who are investing in land, they are investing in property, but they don't know anything about real estate. They don't know Land Use Act, they don't know titles, they don't know documentation, they don't know anything about real estate. They are just putting in their money in real estate. And that's why, go and see, most of the people that lose their money in real estate, they know nothing about it. You don't know the difference between CFO and governor's consent. You don't know what is called deed of assignments. You don't know the difference between RFO and CFO. You don't know the difference between a gazette and annexation documents. These are things that we'll be learning in the course of this crash course. But it is not today, just like I've sent the outline before now. Next week, we'll get into Land Use Act. Some people even want to buy a plot of land, or maybe an expanse of land, and they gave you that land has CFO. If you are an active investor, you should ask, is this CFO still valid? Many people just take it as, because CFO can be revoked. There are so many CFOs that have been revoked. You will go and find out. That means you are active. You don't just rely on it. Yeah, the land that's CFO, and you put in your money. I heard of a man who said he paid 75 million for an expanse of land. Eventually, they got to know that CFO was fake. So that's why you need this course. You need to know, okay, I'm an investor. Do I want to be a passive investor or an active investor? If you want to be a passive investor, be rest assured you will lose money in real estate. Be rest assured. I can guarantee you that. Because being passive means you are doing it passively. You are just putting in money. You are just buying lands. Somebody approached me, I think 2 weeks ago, said, I have land. An acre is 100,000 naira. And he has 2 acres to sell. 1 acre for 100,000 naira. It is possible, yes, I know, especially that location. But you know why I didn't buy? Because I know that if I give the person the 100,000, the 200,000 naira for the 2 acres, even the place where that land is, before that place develops, it will not be my generation. It will be the generation after me. You know, there is a way you look at it. See, real estate is not rocket science. You need to plan strategically. There are things you do before you invest. You don't just say that, this place is selling, this place, they are selling land, and you just want to go and invest there. No, you need to be strategic about it. There are things to look out for when you want to actively invest in real estate, there are signs, there are red flags to look out for. That's why you must not be a passive investor. You must be an active investor. So when we are talking about the left side of the quadrant, which is the employee and the self-employed side, you can use that to gain financial stability. Financial stability. While the business owner and the investor side, you use that to gain financial freedom. There's a difference between the two. I say that again. The E and the S side, which is the left side of the quadrant, you use it to attain financial stability. Because we have three categories of people, just like I said initially. We have those who are struggling financially, financial struggle. We have financial stability, and we have financial freedom. You belong to either of this category. You can't tell me you don't belong to any. You belong to, is either you are struggling financially, you are financially stable, or you are financially free. Either of the three. But that you don't belong to any category, maybe you are not a human being. So many people are struggling financially today because they don't even know how to get out of financial struggle. And real estate is one of the ways you can stop struggling financially. I give you an instance. When I was in the business consultancy business industry, and also the accounting, I prepare account for companies, I audit them. I can tell you that the money, the income I make in 6 months, when I got into the real estate industry, that is the money I can make in one transaction, not in 1 month, in one transaction. So I saw that, I don't know, permit me to say it in Yoruba, there's one Yoruba musician that said, which means small work and plenty money. That's what it means. So the income that I will generate in 6 months as a business consultant, in one real estate transaction, I have gained it. So you use it to get, so that's when I was becoming financially stable. I was beginning to have savings, even though right from time I don't like debts. So I was not in debt at all, because the next topic we want to move into now is financial stability. And when we talk about financial freedom, you are on the right side of the quadrant. What is financial freedom? Financial freedom means if you stop working today, all your expenses throughout your lifetime is catered for. You have the money or you have the income that will cater for it. You have assets that can cater for them. You want to buy a car? That if you stop working today, can you stop working today? That's the question. If you say, with what I have, I can stop working today. I will be fed. I will be okay till I die, even if I spend maybe 70 years here on earth. If you can say that, then I can say that this training is not for you. You are already financially free. You don't need it. So it's either we have those who are struggling financially, those who are financially stable, or those who are financially free. And if you're already financially free, there's no need for you to be in this training. So let's go into financial stability. Financial stability. I'm coming. I want to share my screen. There's another slide I need to share now. Financial stability. Why this in a real estate crash course? I thought we are here to learn about real estate. Why are we talking about financial stability? I have seen many people get into real estate. And because when they got into real estate, they were not financially stable. But the moment they get into real estate, they became financially stable. And they start spending their money anyhow. There's no difference between them and those who are not in the real estate industry. You can't see the difference because there's something called the Parkinson law, which means the more your income increases, the likelihood that your expenditure, your expenses will also rise to meet your income, and eventually there will be no difference, which means you still come back to zero level. That is why it is important. Why is it important for you to be financially stable? If you are not financially stable, you cannot attain financial freedom. And if you don't attain financial freedom, it means you will have to work throughout your life. You cannot say, I will stop working. The goal of having a retirement fund, for instance, is so that at a point in time when you retire, pension fund, is so that when you retire, you will begin to have pension to yourself and you are collecting pension. But don't forget, inflation is eating you up your pension, and your pension no longer carries up the value it should have. So that's why you need to be financially stable. You need financial stability. And what is financial stability? We are going to be looking at this table of contents in financial stability. What is financial stability? What is financial stability? Benefits of financial stability, hindrances of financial stability, and steps to financial stability. What is financial stability? Financial stability simply means being confident of your financial situation by keeping a healthy balance between your income and your expenses. You are confident of your financial situation. The question is, are you confident of your financial situation? Are you confident? Are you sure that if what happened during COVID, during 2020, if it happens again, are you sure you will not be affected? Many people were caught off guard. Many people did not prepare for it. We call it contingencies. We call it emergency in life. That if anything happens for the next 6 months, you know you are stable. No shaking. Your finances are in control. Are you sure you are stable? You are stable financially. So what is financial? I define it again. Being confident of your financial situation by keeping a healthy balance between your income and your expenses. So before we can say you are financially stable, it means your income is more than your expenses. Is your income more than your expenses? So if your income is no more than if your expenses is more than your income, then you need to get into real estate so that you can supplement your income. You can supplement it and also complement your income, because one of the things you need to do in this day and time of the economy is because one source of income is no longer sustainable. If we look at it, you need other streams of income, and that's one other thing about the wealthy people. They have multiple streams of income. So you need to begin to consider real estate. And how do you get involved? You can start by becoming a sales agent. You can start by becoming an affiliate marketer, an employee, or a self-employed quadrant. You can see I'm taking us back to our former topic, the topic we just finished, which is the real estate cash flow quadrants. So if your expenses is more than your income, it means you are struggling financially. You are in the first category: financial struggle, financial stability, financial freedom. So you need to transit from financial struggle to financial stability. Just like I said, before I got into real estate, I was struggling somewhat financially, but the moment I got into real estate, I became financially stable. That's, I could say my finances are under control. So, and if you're already in real estate, you are still struggling financially, it means there is this problem. Because there's this quote that says, if you think enough, what you have is enough. It means you are doing something that is wrong. So that is financial stability. Being confident of your financial situation by keeping a healthy balance between your income and your expenses. So what are the signs of financial stability? What are the signs of financial stability? Number one, it means you are debt-free. You are not owing anybody. And when we talk about debt-free, debt is categorized into two. Number one, personal debts. Two, corporate debts. I'm not talking about corporate debts. I'm talking about personal debts. Because you have seen many people, they have plunged themselves into debts. Just because of this saying, even Dangote is a debtor. Even Dangote is in debt. Dangote is not in debt. It is his business that is in debt. And the business itself is not in debt. It only has a portion of debt, not that he's in debt. Because anybody that is not an investment coach, if a finance coach, or maybe an astute accountant will not be able to explain this to you. Many people only say this to succor their situation. Dangote is not in debt. It is his business that has an iota, a portion of debt. And you know the reason why it has a portion of debt? It is because debt, running your business with debt is cheaper than running it with your own money. We are not in an accounting class or an investment class. I will have showed you on the board. So, but when we talk about personal debts, so when you get into real estate business, you want to buy acres of land and you don't have your money. Maybe let's say it's on 50 million and you only have, let's say 25 million naira. You could decide to borrow 25 million naira. Even borrowing 25 million naira, we call it highly geared. It means your business is not doing good. Your equity should be more than your debt. Should be more than your debts. So let's say you want to buy a land of 50 million naira, you should at least have 35 million, or let's say 30 million. Then you can now say you want to borrow 20 million. Because when it comes to tax, it is advisable you use debts to finance your business. You use a portion of debt to finance your business. I won't say so that I won't bore us with accounting. Let's leave that. So it means you are debt-free. Signs of financial stability, personal debts. You want to cater for your household, your basic needs, food, clothing, and shelter, and you still have to borrow money. It shows you are not financially stable. You want to eat, you want to buy foodstuffs. It means you are not financially stable if you have to resort to borrowing in order to cater for these needs. So that is, it means when signs of financial stability means you are debt-free, personal debt-free, consumer debt-free. You don't have to borrow to meet your personal needs. Number two, ability to pay your bills without worry. Ability to pay your bills without worry. Whatever you need. You may not be able to buy the Lamborghini. You may not even be able to buy the Benz, the Toyota. See, one thing about financial stability, it's a mindset. It's a state, it's a mindset. You are the one that will define financial stability for yourself. Nobody should define it for you. Because it is relative to each individual. So, can you pay your bills without worry? Don't forget, number one sign, are you debt-free? Personal debt, not your business. If it is your business that is owing, that's another treatment. Forget about it. But personally, do you have personal debt that you are owing? You borrowed money to buy food. You borrowed money to pay your house rent. You borrowed money to buy clothes. You borrowed money to pay your children's school fees. You borrowed money to buy your car, personal car. If you are in that kind of debt, it means you are not financially stable. You are struggling financially. Ability to pay your bills without worry. Can you pay your bills? Can you pay your expenses without thinking, where will the money come from? Where will the money come from? You know, this is not an issue. We are already in this September. You have to pay your children's school fees. You are not perturbed. You are not disturbed about this. You are confident that you can pay your bills without worry. Number three, you have money saved up for emergencies. In case anything happens, just like what happened in COVID-2020, what happened in 2020, COVID-19. Anything happens, you are rest assured. Your car just breaks down. You don't have to say, let me quickly call this person to borrow me money. Because there are contingencies in life. The unexpected can happen at any point in time. And that's why we advise save at least 2 to 6 months, 3 to 6 months of your living expenses in your savings accounts. Don't mind inflation as regards that one. We call it cash or cash equivalent. Every business has it. We call it working capital management in business. So that's why you see some people, some businesses, suddenly they collapse. The reason why they collapse is because they don't save money for emergencies. They go bankrupt. They are profitable, but they are not liquid. It is called being liquid. So personally, are you liquid? When you are liquid, it means you have a minimum of 3 months of your living expenses saved in an account. Let's say, for instance, every month you spend 100,000 naira to cater for your needs, including your rents. The question is, do you have 300,000 naira saved in a personal account, in your savings accounts? So that in case anything happens, maybe the income did not come in the next 3 months, you are rest assured. In case your car breaks down, you are rest assured that you can quickly, as long as it's not a major fault, you can quickly cater for that. So do you have money saved up to cover for emergencies? I know we will say, God forbid, but the truth is, life permits. Those emergencies happen to, they never planned for it, but life permits. Number 4, financial goals are clearly defined. That's the last level of financial stability. You have your goals. They are clearly stated out. In the next 12 months, this is what I want to have. This is what I want to own. I want to have 10 plots of land. I want to get into cash flow, into car wash business. I want to be generating. Clearly defined. I want to be earning this in cash flow. Clearly defined. So those are the 4 signs of financial stability. Are you debt-free? Do you have the ability to pay your bills without worry? You can pay your expenses. You can cater for your living expenses without worry. You have money saved up for emergencies. You have a financially clear. Your financial goals are clearly defined. Financial stability isn't about being rich. It's all about having your finance under control. Under control. Is your finances under control? It's not about being rich. It's not about you comparing yourself with others. Don't compare yourself with others. It is you against you. It's about your tomorrow, getting better than today. That is what is called financial stability. I'm not competing with anybody. I'm competing with myself, that my finances must be good, must be better day by day. So I'm improving on it. I improve on it. How can I improve on it? What real estate strategy, investment strategy, or business strategy can I deploy to improve my finances? So please, we are not saying compare yourself with your brother or your colleague. It's about you. Do you have all these 4 signs stated? Are you debt-free? If you are debt-free, then glory be to God. That's number 1. Can you pay your bills without worry? If yes, you are fine. Do you have money saved up to cover for your emergencies? If yes, that's good. Do you have goals? Do you have financial goals being set out clearly? If you have this 4, please don't envy any other person. You should be clapping for yourself right now. Clap for yourself right now. If you are in any of this category, if you have these 4 signs being sorted out in your finances. You are a man, you are a woman. You are beyond the category of those who are struggling financially. So it's all about having your finance under your control. Benefits of financial stability. Why must you be financially stable? It helps your mental health and it boosts your productivity. Life is not just about money, but in the aspect that money can handle, nothing else will handle it. You will not want to pay hospital bills now, and you'll be telling them something else. It is money you are going to pay them. You will not get to a supermarket and you want to buy groceries and you'll be telling them stories. It is money. So there are some things that you see. It is being stated that at least 50% of our brain as human beings, we use it to think about money, about finances. So why won't you get it squared out? So which means the moment that place is sorted out, you can use it for something else. So it helps your mental health. It boosts your productivity. Just imagine, you see some employees, the moment they are not being paid salary, they will start nagging. They will just be nagging for nagging's sake. When a man does not have money, when a man is broke, ask the spouse, ask the wife. You will see the way you'll be behaving at home. You will know that this man is broke. But when you are financially stable, you are not thinking about money, man. I can tell you, your mental health is improved. It boosts your productivity. You'll be able to think better. You'll be able to read. You'll be able to strategize your business. So that's why you need to be financially stable. Get out of debt. Save for emergencies. 3 to 6 months savings. Stop borrowing for personal needs. So it helps your mental health and boosts your productivity. Number 2, it helps you quality relationships, to build quality relationships. What do I mean? Just imagine, everybody have been seeing your call. You ask money from this one, you ask money from that one. Eventually, when they begin to see your call again, the next thing that they will stop picking your calls. Why? Because they know that you are calling them for money. Don't be that kind of person. There are some people, the moment you see their call or you see their text, you know that they are asking for money. It won't help you to build quality relationship. Or you are always borrowing money from others. There are some calls when you see them, you say, he wants to borrow money. You just neglect that call. It will not help you to build quality relationship. Ask men that are married. Ask women that are married. Once it has been said that 2 things majorly cause issues in marriage. Number 1, sex. Number 2, money. 2 things majorly cause issues in marriage. Most marriages, most divorce, go and ask. Money and sex. Money and sex. So when you don't have money, when you are not financially stable, you will not have a quality relationship with your children, with your spouse. Maybe you're supposed to take your children out once in a month. It is when you have money that when you are financially stable that you do that. Your children are supposed to go to the best schools. You can't. And they are just struggling. So it helps you to build quality relationship with your spouse, with your friends, with families and friends. Less stress and better health. I've stressed it in the first point. It focuses energy. You focus your energy on other parts of life. Money is not all life is not all about money. But when you don't have money, you just have to focus on money. How do I get money? People talk about purpose. I tell people it is when you have money that you cannot begin to think about purpose. You cannot begin to think about passion. That's why you tell people, they'll tell, follow your passion. When your passion is not producing money, even the passion will not flow. So when you get this aspect of financial stability squared out, it helps you to do what? To focus on your energy on other parts of life. Parts as your marriage, your relationship, your business, your career. Everything is not about money. So it helps you to focus on your energy on other parts of life. It gives you the freedom to be generous when you are financially stable. Many people, when they are still struggling financially, they give generously, and eventually they remain in that financial struggle. Why? Because they are giving emotionally. But when you are financially stable, because one of the signs that you are financially stable is you will have savings. And you can now say, okay, out of my savings, I can still give this person. It helps you to be generous. But when you are still struggling, you are in debt, will you be able to be generous to anybody? No, you can't. And what is the number 6? It gives you more options in life. When you are financially stable, what else can I do? You are not compelled to do something. You have options. Okay, I think my next point of call now is I want to start having hotels. Okay, how can I do it? It is only when you are financially stable that you can think of, I want to start investing in hotels. I want to have an hotel as my business. I want to have service apartments. I want to build a school. Because school also, building it is still real estate. You can all think about it, gives you more options in life. Financial stability. What are the dangers? I'm sorry. Here we have the hindrances to financial stability. I'm sorry. Hindrances to financial stability. I don't know whether it's not showing on your side, but hindrances to financial stability. I'll quickly rush through it because this is supposed to be for not more than 2 hours. It's not supposed to be more than 2 hours. What are the hindrances? Next week, by God's grace, we are moving fully into real estate. Okay, number 1 is debt accumulation. As long as you accumulate debts, don't forget, stop borrowing if you want to be financially stable. Personal debt, I mean, not business debts, not corporate debts, personal debts. Stop borrowing to fund your needs. Stop borrowing to fund your wants. There's a difference between wants, needs, and desire. You need to know your needs. Your needs are things that you cannot live without. Food, clothing, shelter. You can't live without them. Transportation, good health. You can't live without those things. So as long as those things are catered for, stop borrowing to fund your wants. Even clothing now is more or less like wants because you don't need too much clothes to live a good life. Just make sure you dress well. Your dresses, your clothes are well ironed. That's life. So stop accumulating debts. So stop plunging yourself into more debts. Number 2, buying on impulse. Some people, the money they should have used in buying 10 plots of land, they have used it in buying Asoebi. Clothes. This Saturday, they have a party. Next Saturday, they have a party. Upper Saturday, they have a party. And for every party, you are buying the clothes and you are giving it to a tailor. Go and sum it up. You can see that you will see that even if it is somewhere in Abeokuta or maybe at Kopakwe or maybe at Ekpe, Ijebu-Ode, you could have gotten a plot of land with that money. Impulse buying, something you did not prepare for. You saw something, you are going, somebody brought something to your office, they are selling shoes. The question is, do you need the shoe? Must you buy it? You buy on impulse. Check it. It's an hindrance to financial stability. Number 4, not having a budget. When you don't have a budget, and what is budget? You just need a plan for your finance, your income and your expenditure. What is your income? What is your expenditure? That's it. Minus it. What are your expenses this month? Okay, these are my expenses. Don't go outside of your budget, because when you don't go outside of your budget, it helps you to save. And don't forget, saving is part of the signs that you are financially stable when you have savings. So not having a budget. When you don't have a budget, you spend anyhow, you splurge, you spend recklessly. Number 4, emotional giving. Some people, they just give emotionally. This one asks for money, you give him. That one asks for money, you give her. Don't let it be. Somebody told me, day before yesterday, let me cite an example. He said somebody came to him, said, sir, I need money, I need 4,000 naira. And he said, okay, 4,000 naira. And before he could give the person, he said, what do you want to use it for? And the person said, I want to use it to settle my laundryman. It was like, you want to use it to settle your laundryman, which means you gave your clothes to a laundry. Even me that you are asking money from, I use my hand to wash clothes. So which means some people that you want to give emotionally to, they don't know what they want to use money for. They are using it, they are spending that money on their wants, not on their needs. But you think you are doing them good. I started an example in a video. I said, somebody said, give me 5,000 naira, and you gave the person 5,000 naira. And eventually, the person you gave the 5,000 naira to, use the 5,000 naira to do what? To subscribe for Netflix. Meanwhile, you gave the 5,000 naira to the person, you don't even have GoTV subscription in your house. So if you want to give, ask the person, what do you want to use the money for? Make sure you justify. Or else, people will just keep collecting from you. They will call you Darosha. And eventually, you will forever be struggling financially. You will not get to the level of financial stability because you give emotionally. This brother comes, he asks, this one comes, he asks, and you give them. Continue to give, and eventually you will see that you will not be able to attain financial stability. If you have attained financial stability, you have budgeted your money and you can occupy it. It's good to give. I'm not against giving. But you are here to attain financial stability and you still giving emotionally. Stop giving emotionally. Ask for what do you want to use the money for? The man said laundry. You that you are listening to me, have you given your clothes to a laundry? Is it not washing machine that you're using to wash your clothes at home? Peer pressure to spend. Don't be under any peer pressure. As long as you're under peer pressure, you will not attain financial stability. Spending to impress. Don't forget, you are not impressing anybody. The people you are even trying to impress, they are not seeing you. So don't spend to impress. Not planning for contingencies. As long as you don't plan for contingencies, some people will tell you, even this Nigeria does not allow anybody to plan. Please, plan. Only plan for contingencies. Plan for contingencies. Plan for the unexpected. That's what I meant when we say contingencies. Plan for the emergencies. Something may just happen. You want to buy a machine, for instance, the machine is $200. And looking at the Naira equivalent, let's say let's say that's 18,000 Naira. But, sorry, 180,000 Naira. And eventually, before you know it, the dollar rate has gone up. Just plan for contingencies. How do I meet up? Or else you will not attain financial stability. Inability to prioritize. Prioritize your needs, not your wants. Your wants are supposed to be catered for by your passive income, not by your active income. Your active income is meant to make you financially stable. Active income, don't forget our real estate cash flow contracts. It's meant to make you financially stable. Number 4, not saving. If you don't save, you are not going to be financially stable because you are always thinking, where will your next meal come from? Where will your next expenses? Where are you going to fund it? That's when you don't have savings. So please prioritize savings. Prioritize it. When you don't have savings, you will not be financial. Lack of basic financial discipline. You need to be disciplined financially. You don't just buy on anyhow. Whatever is not on your budget, you don't buy it. Tell yourself, I need a car. How do I get this car? You tell yourself, okay, this is how I'm going to get it. Not that because you can afford it now, you have the money. The way wealthy people make their money, why they make more money, is because they want to fund their wants. You want to buy a Benz GLK, let's say 7 million naira. They have the 7 million naira in their accounts, but they'll tell you, I will not buy it with that 7 million naira. What will I put this 7 million naira into? That when I put it into it, it will generate money. I will now use that money to buy the Benz GLK. Because it's a want, it's not a need. That's how the wealthy fund their needs. Instant gratification, you want it now. Number 12, lack of financial literacy. Steps to financial stability. Number 1, make your finances personal. Make your finances, make it personal. Focus on your own situation. It is not about others now. It is not about your family members. It is first of all your own. It is when you are financially stable that you can help others. You cannot be struggling financially and you are trying to help others. You will continue to be in that financial struggle. Make your finances personal. Focus on your own finances, not on others. Help yourself before you help others. It is only the person who has helped himself that can help others. Number 2, get to know where your current financial situation is. Where are you financially? Are you in debt? Are you above debt? Where are you? Do I need extra sources of income? So these are the questions you need to ask yourself. Where are you financially? Are you in debt or you are out of debt? If you are out of debt, then you need to begin to build your savings, your emergency savings, your savings for contingencies, 3 to 6 months expenses. Then number 3, start and follow a budget, which means you think on paper. Think on paper. Budgets. These are my needs. This is my income. This is my expenses. Then you follow it. When you do it on paper, it helps you to it helps you to free your mind to think of some more important things when you free your mind on paper, because whatever it's in your mind, you have put it on paper. So that's why we call it think on paper. Number 4, live below your means. Live below your means if you are collecting 100,000 naira, if your monthly income is 100,000 naira, don't spend 120, don't spend 130. Because spending 120, spending 130 means you are using debts to fund that dream. You are using debts to fund that expenses, which means 20, 30,000 naira, you are getting it from borrowing. Don't let that be. Live below your expenses. I think that's number 4. Adopt a frugal lifestyle. There's a difference between frugality and being stingy and stinginess. Stingy just means you don't give at all. But being frugal means you cut out waste. Just like I said, don't give emotionally. Anybody asks you for money, what do you want to use it for? It is your own money that you want to give them. So you have the right to ask, what do they want to use the money for? So that they will not be using it, they will not go and waste your money. You are still trying to build financial stability. You are still trying to be stable financially, and they are wasting your money. So live below your means. Number 5, pay off your debts. Pay off your debts. Any debts, especially debts that's consumer debts. Consumer debt is cancerous. It affects every other aspect of your life. Number 6, use goals to become financially stable. Set smart financial goals. Smart financial goals. Specific with it. Specific. Make it measurable, make it attainable, make it realistic, and make it time-bound, which means in the next 6 months, I want to be having this as my cash flow. I want to be having so amounts as my monthly cash flow. That is being time-bound. I want to be, you are currently earning 100,000 naira. You don't say, in the next 6 months, I want to start earning 2 million naira, or let's say 10 million naira. That is unrealistic. Make it realistic. You can say, okay, in the next 6 months, monthly, I want to be having 500,000 naira. That is realistic. Achievable and realistic when you get into real estate. Make it attainable. Make it something you can attain. That's when you hear, you know that you can attain it. Make it measurable. Don't just leave it ambiguous. I want to be rich. Rich as how? What is your definition of rich? What is the number? Put a figure. 500,000 naira monthly. Yes, that's good. 300,000 naira monthly. Yes, that's good. Make it specific. Be specific about it. Yeah, I want to become a millionaire. No, it's not becoming a millionaire that is the issue. Be specific. Save for emergencies. This frees you from unexpected contingencies. Save for investments. Okay. Then the last one, which is increase your financial intelligence. I think with this, we have come to the end of the class for today, which is we have dealt with 3 things. Number 1, why should you get involved in real estate? Number 2, the real estate cash flow quadrants. Number 3, which is the financial stability. If you have any question, I would like to entertain questions now. Or if you don't want to ask via the microphone, you can come on the group, chat with any of the admin privately, and we'll address the question maybe in the class as in a generalistic view, not being specific to the person who asks. So you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir. Okay, sir.
Thank you so much for today's class. I really appreciate it, sir. Thank you so much for the value.
Thank you, sir. You are welcome, sir.
Sir, my question is, are you going to make the slide available for us, sir?
Okay, the slide. No problem,
Yes,
sir. No problem, sir. We'll share it on the group.
Okay, sir. Okay.
We'll share it on the group. Before the end of today, we'll share it.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, this is Dr. Besh. I have a question.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, how can I start with as much as possible into real estate? Especially if I want to be an investor, or I want to own a business, or just a share. How can I start? You know, sometimes saving money for a long time, for it to be 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. And you know that sometimes when you buy real estate, as you said, sometimes the earlier you buy, the earlier it appreciates, the better it appreciates. Yes. So how can I start small? Maybe my income is all I can save in a month is 200,000 naira. How much so that in the next 5 years, 10 years?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Let me quickly give us a view of what we'll be having next week, because one of the things we'll be talking about next week is...
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Hello?
Hello, sir, I can hear you. Although it's breaking, the line is breaking. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Okay.